Hey, what's up? I'm Dom and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to try something a little different. I want to start a series of vlogs where I express my own opinion about the world of tech. Now, today I will be talking about why I decided to migrate from iOS to Android after 4 years of using iPhones. So, let's get started. So, I'm actually someone who was brought up on Android. Back then, I remember rocking my Sony Xperia phone. I think it was a J. I can't remember the exact model now. But what I do remember is that it was running on Ice Cream Sandwich back in the day when Android had pretty cool and colorful names. But since then, I had several Android phones. I've had Samsungs. I've had even more Sonys. I've had Windows phones as well, which aren't Android, obviously. I've had Kubots. I've had Elephones. The list just goes on. I had various different manufacturers running various different versions of Android, and I like them all, to be fair. But one day I decided to take the plunge and upgrade to an iPhone. I believe it was an iPhone 6 back then. It's mainly because we were using them at work and I actually liked them. They were simple to use. The interface was actually pretty good and it made sense. The camera was pretty decent, and I liked the overall apps that were available on the App Store, and some of which unfortunately aren't available on the Google Play Store. So yeah, I took the plunge and I upgraded my phone to an iPhone, and I haven't swapped ever since. Um, I have been using a few Android phones on the side, but my main phone was always a iPhone. But recently, my contract was up for renewal. I was rocking the iPhone 12, only 64 gig, so I wanted to get rid of it pretty fast because obviously 64 gig to me as a content creator is nowhere near the needed amount that I need. So I had a look at a few options, and to be honest, let's face it, the options that were available by Apple at this time didn't stand out to me. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe I shouldn't have waited. Who knows? Time will only tell if Apple release that folding phone I've been waiting for. Um, but yeah, I had a look at a few different phones, starting with last year's Samsung S21, and I actually tested that phone for a few weeks. But unfortunately, it's the network that let me down on this one, and it's not really something that they can help with. I decided to go with a new provider, have a new phone number, everything just start fresh. But unfortunately, the provider wasn't able to provide the signal that I was expecting, so I had to cancel that contract within the cancellation period. It's sad really because I did like the S21. I think it was a really good phone, but it's just one of those things, I guess. Hopefully they'll improve soon. But yeah, moving on. I also had a look at the Samsung S22, which was pretty expensive at the time, and I didn't really see the need of getting the latest smartphone. I mean, what you have to remember, guys, is that latest doesn't necessarily mean the best, and sometimes buying an older smartphone may be better or even equivalent. But yeah, I had a look at the Samsungs, and although I like the S21, I don't think I would have gone for another Samsung. I also had a look at the Oppo X. Was it Oppo? I also had a look at the Oppo Find X5 Pro. What a long name! But it's actually a really nice phone as well, and I nearly got it until I found a new deal with the Pixel 6 Pro, which is what I have here. Now, I've been using this phone for around 2 weeks now, and so far I think it's probably the best smartphone I've had in a long, long time. Obviously, not only is the camera great, but the phone itself is great. It's got a very good battery life, and most importantly of all, um, it allows me to do the tasks that I need to do, and it's got a lot of storage space for great content. Now, I haven't really had a chance to play around with the camera much, but out of the photos that I have taken, I think that the camera is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I will be doing a review of this phone soon. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon as well, so that you get notified when I upload a video. But yeah, the one thing that has kept me with iPhones, I think, is the ecosystem. I think the ecosystem is absolutely brilliant, and Android has a long way to go in terms of their ecosystem, which is a shame, really, because I absolutely love Google's products. Uh, but I guess that's just the way it is. The way there's just something about the way that the Apple devices work together. So I not only had an iPhone, I had an iPad, which I still use as my main computer, believe it or not. And I'm currently in the middle of writing a blog article on my blog, www.techwithdom.com, where I explain how my iPad became my main PC, believe it or not. I know, my iPad is now my main PC. But yeah, I also had a HomePod Mini. I've got a Mac which I don't have anymore. Um, I'm storing for the time being because I don't really need it, and it is quite an old Mac. It's, I think, the latest version of Mac OS it supports is something like, I want to say High Sierra. I can't remember. No, it's not. It's Mojave. That's what it is. Mojave. It's a late 2012 Mac Mini, if I'm not mistaken, which was a good Mac. I use it for quite a while now. But yeah, one thing that I seriously miss about Apple is the shortcuts app. I mean, the shortcuts were just brilliant. If you know an alternative for the Apple shortcuts, let me know, because I want to try it out. I want it on Android. And for those of you who are unaware, shortcuts are little applets only, or little widgets that allow you to do several things at the same time. So one thing I could do, for example, is I've set my alarm clock to turn my lights on after I turn it off. Now I know you can do that through services like Alexa and maybe other apps as well. But the way it just worked with the different Apple devices at the same time is really good. You could also use it to create documents. So one of the shortcuts I tried is the one that makes a sort of journal article and then saves it for you. I use that for planning blog articles, and I found it pretty decent. But the possibilities with shortcuts are absolutely endless. And if I have a look now on my iPad, these are all of your shortcuts. I'm not sure if the camera can. Wow, I'm not sure if the camera will see this. But yeah, these are all of the shortcuts. So I've got shortcuts called gaming mode. I've got the shortcut called commute home, which will tell me what the traffic is like on my commute. And will also give me directions, and it will put on my favorite playlist. I've got tasks, daily journal. I got a shortcut to Shazam and save the track in Apple Music. You could set your weekend chores, for example. There's 5 actions. So if I open that, it will come up with a prompt asking me which chores do I need to get done today, and then you can select the chores and it'll add them to your to-do list. The possibilities with the shortcuts app is just endless. Now I know I have it on iOS, on iPadOS for that matter, on my iPad. I think if something like this was brought into Android, that would make me very happy, and it would make the whole experience just so much better. I need to stop hitting this mic. But yeah, now starting now moving on to some of the positives of Android. Obviously, the amount of customization you can do is just whoa. Now I know iPhones have got better over the years in terms of customization. Now you can customize your widgets, your screen, which I think is pretty cool. Particularly the widgets and the way that they work. But it's something that Android has had for years, if I'm honest. And the amount of launchers that you can download, the amount of apps and widgets you can download to make your whole experience better is just endless. One of my favorite, I'm going to show my age now. One of my favorite launchers of all time has got to be the Buzz launcher. Unfortunately, the support for that has ended. The app is no longer available to download, sadly enough. Which literally broke my heart. I absolutely adored Buzz launcher. It may have actually been one of the reasons, if I remember correctly, that I moved away from Android, because I just wasn't getting along with any of the other launchers. But right now, I think the default launcher that comes with the Pixel is really good. It's simple, it's designed to work for you, and you can customize it pretty well as well. But yeah, have you have you ever swapped from one platform to another? Let me know in the comments and how you found the overall experience. Because for me, I think the experience of switching was extremely easy. For all I had to do, realistically speaking, is follow the setup process so I could migrate some of my data. Obviously, not all of my data, but some of it, and it was working fine. And it was just the whole process was just so easy and so simple to do. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you ever migrated from one platform to another and how you got on. And stay tuned till my next video. Till next time.